start with the ingredients. So you're gonna need 3/4 cup of yogurt. I'm using buttermilk, for which I've taken half cup of milk and added 2 tablespoons of vinegar, white vinegar to it. And then we need 100 grams of salted butter. If you're using unsalted butter, then add a pinch of salt to it. Then I'm using 100 grams of cooking oil. Now you can use vegetable or sunflower oil. I'm using sunflower oil. 1.5 cup of white sugar. Now this is granulated sugar and I have powdered it. And you need 2 cups of self-raising flour. If you're using normal flour, then add 1 tablespoon of baking powder to it. And it's blueberry cake, so we need roughly about 200 grams of blueberry. If you want more, you can go up to like 250. For some added touch, we are also using blueberry jam, and this is homemade blueberry jam. And if you want to check out how to make blueberry jam at home, then I'll link the video in the description below. And you also need some vanilla essence. That's it with the ingredients. And you need a mixing bowl, and the measurements I've given you is for a 9-inch cake baking tray and a baking paper lining for it, and your hand whip, and keep some extra dishes and spoons, and you need a sieve. So with that, we are ready to start making our batter. So first we are gonna add the yogurt and the buttermilk into the mixing bowl, and then add the sugar and whip it in. So let's begin. Now I'm using Greek yogurt. You need a full fat yogurt so that the water content is less. And I'm adding the buttermilk. Add half of the sugar. So I'm gonna whip it at medium-low speed for about a minute. Now I'm gonna add the remaining sugar in. Again, whip it for 2 minutes at medium-low speed. And now I'm gonna add the butter into it. And again, now I'm gonna whip it at medium-low speed for roughly 2 minutes. And now I'll add the oil. I'm gonna whip it at medium-low speed for 2 minutes. Now that the oil, butter, sugar, yogurt and buttermilk are nicely combined together, we can start adding the flour. I'm gonna remove the whip for a minute, and I'm gonna place a sieve on top of the mixing bowl and add half of the flour that I'm using. I'm gonna gently tap the sieve to let the flour through it. This step is really important to get that fluffiness in your cake. Now I'm gonna go in with my whip, but before that I'll give it a slight mix before I turn it on, so that I don't get flour all over my workstation and my dress. Right now I'll incorporate it in at medium-low speed. I'm gonna bring my sieve back and add the remaining flour to it, and I'll again gently tap and sieve it through. And I'll not be using the electric whip anymore, and I'll go in with the hand and use a spatula. I'm using a silicone spatula. You can use a wooden one as well. This is so that we can sort of understand the consistency of the batter, and we gently fold the flour in. Scrape off any bits that's sticking on the side of the mixing bowl so that you can incorporate that into the batter as well. So before we move forward, now will be a good time to preheat your oven. And because we are making eggless cake, it's really important to preheat the oven for the entire 20 minutes of duration. I'm gonna now go and preheat the oven at 170 degrees centigrade for 20 minutes and in fan mode. Now while the oven preheats, we are gonna move to the next steps to finish off the batter. So first I'm gonna add blueberry jam. And I'm going to fold it into our batter. Our batter is now almost ready. We just have to add 2 more things. So I'll first add 2 tablespoons of vanilla essence. And I'm again gonna incorporate it into the batter. Now for the final touch, so we're gonna add the blueberries. Perfect, so our batter is now ready. So let's get the baking tray greased and ready to pour the batter in. We are going to slightly grease it with either oil or butter. It's your choice. I am using a bit of melted butter. Right, so now that our baking tray is greased and ready, so let's pour the batter in. So once you've added the batter, give the baking tray a slight swirl and a slight tap. Also use a stick like this to position the berry so that it's evenly spread. Right now our baking tray is filled with our blueberry cake batter. Now we have to bake this in a preheated oven. So we are going to bake it for roughly about 40 minutes and at 170 degrees centigrade and in fan mode. So let's pop it into the oven. Make sure that you're placing your baking tray right at the center of the oven so that it cooks evenly. Now that the cake has been out of the oven for about 30 minutes now and it has cooled down, so let's take it out of the baking tray and get the base plate out and the baking paper lining. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the inside of it because I'm using this cake to make a bigger birthday cake, which is mixed berries themed. So if you want to see how this cake looks from inside, then you can check out the final look of the cake that I'm making, and I'll put the link, it's somewhere up here, and I'll also put it in the description box below. That brings us to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this recipe and do try it at home and leave your experience in the comments below and share it with your friends so that they can make their own blueberry cake at home. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button if you're new to our channel and the little bell icon next to it so that you're notified every time we come up with new videos. So until next time, take care, love you, bye.